Welcome to another edition of OCG Thursday. Today we're going to be plowing through some interesting deck lists, actually. So Lund helped me dig out some relatively interesting decks for this week, and he was like, alright, check these out, Robbie. So we finally got a math mech list. I'm like, oh, let me profile that. So we actually finally get to talk about math mechs and what this deck can actually do in the metagame, and I'm actually kind of excited because this has been a long time coming for this deck. So let's kind of see what's going on here. So we have 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. We have triple copies of Balancer Lord. Pay 1,000 life points during main phase. Normal summon 1 Cypher's monster in addition to your normal summoner set. And then if this card is banished, you can special summon 1 level 4 lower monster from your hand. So it's General Extender. We have 1 Dot Scraper, of course. 1 copy of Effect Veiler. Triple Phantasmi Boy. 1 copy of Ghost Ogre, triple copies of Maximus Outputtus. Now we get into the good stuff. So this is Process Slayer Adion. So you can target 1 face-up monster on the field. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn, except for, Cybers. Also special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, that monster gains 1,000 attack until the end of the turn. This card cannot attack during the turn it was special summoned by this effect. So they're trying to put limitations on it. But you get to beam this out as an extender, by the way, which is crazy good for this deck. And you get to pass on 1,000 attack to something else. Then we have the 2 copies of Process Slayer Multiplier. So this lets you target a level 4 Cyberse monster you control, make it become level 8 until the end of the turn. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 Cyberse monster you control in the extra monster zone and double its attack until the end of the turn. By the way, it's any Cyberse monster in the extra monster zone, so enjoy those OTKs. And then we have 2 copies of Process Slayer Nabala. So you can tribute 1 Cyberse monster, special summon 1 Process Slayer monster from your deck. Now, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 Cyberse monster you control in the extra monster zone. It can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase this turn. You can only use each effect of Process Slayer Nabala once per turn. So basically granting you extra attacks to close out games. It's very beautiful. Then we have triple copies of Process Slayer Sigma. So if you control no monsters in the extra monster zone, while this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. And then for the rest of his turn, except for Cyberse monsters, so it locks you into the core special summoning of only those. And then if this card you control is used as synchro material for a Process Slayer monster, you can treat this guy as a tuner, which is pretty nutty. Then we have the triple copies of Subterra. So you can target 1 face-up monster on the field. You cannot special summon from the extra deck for this turn except for Cybers. I love that little lock in there. And then if you do, that monster will lose 1,000 attack. So General Extender, go ahead and beam this guy on out and then just start your combo. It's pretty much free. And in spells we have Triple Call by the Grave, 2 copies of Crossout Designator, Triple Signet Mining, 1 copy of Harpy's Feather Duster, 1 for 1, and 2 copies of the Process Slayer formula. So this lets you target a Process monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and if you do, it gains 1,000 attack until the end of this turn. You can only activate 1 Process Slayer formula once per turn. Then we have 2 copies of Infinite Impermanence and 2 copies of Red Rebuto, wrapping up the main deck here. Extract Diner, we have 1 Underclock Taker, 1 Trisbania, 1 Abramax, 1 Link Karibo, 1 Link Disciple, 1 Link Devotee, of course, 1 Inverted Code Talker, 1 copy of the IP Masquerena for full linking, 2 copies of Cyberse Wizkid, 1 copy of the Batch Process Slayer Laplasan. This guy getting his core abilities off is so good. Then we have the 1 Magma, the 2 copies of Sigma, of course, and the 1 copy of the Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. Side deck here, 2 Prank Boy, of course, 1 copy of Godarla, triple copies of Gamma Seal, 1 Kumamungus, 1 Interrupt Kaiju Slumber, 1 Raigeki, 2 Super Poly, triple Red Reboot, triple Twin Twister, and 1 Red Reboot. Wrapping up this deck. Hoo-wee! Man, Sigma, Ligma. Great times, actually. Can't wait to see this deck actually do something, especially in the TCG. Now, moving on along, we have to promote our degeneracy today in the form of the World Chalice FTK. Yeah, I know, guys. It's such a time to be alive, but we have our boy Aslapiscu here to just have a great time. So, there can only be 1 Earthbound Immortal in the field. There's no face-up field spell to destroy this card. Opponent cannot target this card for attacks. This card can attack your opponent directly. And then when this face-up card on the field leaves the field, except by its own effect, destroy as many face-up monsters your opponent controls as possible if you do inflict 800 damage to your opponent. This seems degenerate, ladies and gentlemen. So, this is a little bit of love to Black Garden OTK, because 4,000 and 4,000 through Asclepiuscu is just pretty good. And it just says when this card leaves the field, by the way, so enjoy link summoning with it. So we have 2 copies of Ashes of Blossom and Joyous Spring, 1 copy of Carmen Neramboy, 1 Destrudo, triple copies of Draconet, 1 copy of the Immortal Asclepiuscu, 1 Lazuli, 2 copies of World Chalice Lee, 1 Mathematician, 1 Maxi, 1 Plague Spreader Zombie, the 2 copies of Gamma, and 1 Red Rose Dragon, 1 White Rose Dragon, 2 copies of World Chalice Guard Dragon Coon, 2 World Chalice itself, 1 chosen by the World Chalice, 1 crowned by the World Chalice, 1 Flamvell Guard, 1 Serpent, and the 1 copy of Driver. It spells 1 Black Guard, triple Brilliant Fusion, triple copies of Called by the Grave, 2 Crossout Designator, 2 Emergency Teleport, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Soul Charge. It's always got to do with Soul Charge. I miss having this card in the TCG. It really did make my day. We have 2 copies of Unexpected Die, 1 World Legacy Guard Dragon, 1 Succession, and the 1 copy of Infinite Impermanence. Down here in the extra deck, we have 1 Saruja Boy, 1 Owl Mirage, 1 Proxy Dragon, 1 copy of Ninnin, 1 copy of the Imduk, 1 Ib the World Chalice, 1 Pisty and 1 LP, 1 Needle Fiber, 1 Boral Sword, 1 Aram, 1 29 Mannequin Quinn Cat. Then we have the 1 Ib, the 1 Garden Rose Maiden. This is just to make sure that you can stick the Black Garden. And then we have the 1 copy of the Gem Knight, Seraph Knight for the additional normal summon. Side deck here we have 1 Christia, 2 copies of Lancia, 1 Pinkatops, 1 copy of 2 copies of Effect Veiler, 1 Phantasmi, 2 Maxi, 1 Feather Duster, 1 Twin Twister, 1 Imperm, and triple copies of Red Reboot. Wrapping this list up. Interesting enough to see that we have a viable FTK here in the form of Mr. Piscu here and the Garden Maiden here. I don't know. Is this viable in the TCG? I actually wonder about that. And then the last list we have today is Windwitch Dark Magician. Now, for those of you that don't know, I'm a pretty big nerd for Dark Magician. I just love the crazy things that you can do with Dark Magic Circle and the True Name. And anytime I get the chance to kind of see a Dark Magician deck, granted, you know, it's Crystal Wing deck with Dark Magician interruptions, it does warm my heart to see this deck doing pretty okay. So, let's dig on into this. We have the 1 copy of the Apprentice Illusion Magician, 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 1 DD Crow, 2 copies of Effect Veiler, 1 copy of the Kaiku the Destroyer, still 1800 banishing stuff from the opponent's graveyard. It still comes up, by the way. 1 copy of the Robe, triple copies of Yield Rado, 2 Glass Bell, triple copies of Ice Bell, and the 1 copy of the Snowbell. Monsters that are normal. 1 Dark Magician. Then we have triple copies of Dark Magical Circle. Being able to just get free value out of this, plus forming an interruption chain on the opponent's turn is really good. 2 copies of Illusion Magic, 2 free Dark Magicians. We have triple pot of Extravagance. I mean, your extra deck's maxed out on resources, so you're able to capitalize on this. So I don't see any reason not to be playing triple of these. We have triple Eternal Soul, triple Infinite Impermanence, triple Magician Navigation, 1 Judgment, 2 copies of Solemn Strike, wrapping up the main deck here. Extra deck, 1 Wee Witch's Apprentice, 1 Security Dragon, 1 Link Spider, 1 Phoenix, 1 Clarion Rushka, 1 Akashic Magician, 1 Ebon Illusion, and 1 Ebon High. We have triple Winterbell, triple Crystal Wing, and the 1 copy of Yield Clearwing Single Dragon. I'm surprised to see that they're not playing the Fast Dragon. Side deck here we have 1 DD Crow, 2 Pankaratops, 2 copies of Phantasmi, 2 copies of Gamma Seal, 1 Ghost Ogre, 1 Kaiku, 1 Summoners Art. Actually, this is interesting to see in the side deck. Being able to just add the Dark Magician if you need it is pretty good. Then we have triple Heavy Storm Duster and the 1 copy of the Transmigration Prophecy, wrapping up these interesting decks. So, what do you guys think about this week's OCG decks? I'm glad to see the Process Layer, aka Mathmex, got the chance to shine. That really makes me happy. But Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a truffle shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out VanCole40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.